I'm building a 1/12 scale model of a Sears kit house. This design is from the 1913 Sears catalog. These houses were sold by Sears between 1908 and 1942. These houses were sold in kits and shipped to the customer by rail. The customer would assemble the houses themselves, which took approximately 3 months. This is what the house will look like when it's completed. It's been a while since my last video, and I'm going to tell you why. I'll be sharing a personal story with you, which will explain why I haven't been making videos for the last couple of months. So let's get started. This portion of the house, which isn't yet painted, is going to be a removable wall assembly. This is where the kitchen pantry and the bedroom closet are located. I use popsicle sticks or craft sticks for the wooden wall siding. As I remove the wall assembly, you can see the kitchen pantry. This is the Hoosier Cabinet I built earlier. I'll put a link in the description if you want to see how I built this miniature piece of furniture. This is the main portion of the kitchen, looking through the doorway into the living room. This is the bedroom, and we're looking at the wall that divides the bedroom from the living room. And we're in the living room right now. I removed the wall assembly, and I'm going to use some wood filler to fill the gaps between the siding boards. I'm just using regular wall filler or poly filler. I like the wall filler that comes in the plastic tube. I find it doesn't dry out as quickly as the stuff that comes in the plastic tub. Generally, I don't store this material in my garage as it gets quite cold in there sometimes. I like to store it inside the house in a cupboard so it's kept at room temperature. This will help keep it from drying out. I applied the wood filler between the gaps in my miniature wood siding. I'm just using a scrap piece of popsicle stick or craft stick to press the filler into the gaps and remove the excess filler. I'll try to use the stick to smoothen the surface of the wood siding as well. I found it difficult to get all these surfaces completely flat. I found that these craft sticks weren't completely straight and some had bows in them. It was quite a tedious process filling all these gaps in. I had to let the filler dry before I could sand it. I turned the wall assembly over so I could fill the gaps in on the other side. I used the same process of filling and smoothing out the wall filler using my scrap craft stick. Here you'll see the corner of the wall assembly, and there's quite a large gap. I'm going to be using some L-shaped wood trim to cover this. This is quite commonly done in today's houses that use vinyl siding. They'll put a piece of trim on the corner where the two pieces meet. Here's an actual example of a real house. Notice the wooden trim used in a different color from the vinyl siding to add a bit more interest to the detail to this modern day craftsman house. This trim adds a bit of finish to the wall and allows the vinyl siding a bit of movement to allow for expansion and contraction of the siding during hot and cold weather, or a bit of movement that may be required as the house settles. I went to the local hardware store and picked up some sanding blocks and some wooden corner trim. You can find all kinds of miniature molding at your hardware store at a reasonable cost for your miniature projects. Some of it is quite elaborate, and you could use it for crown molding or other applications in your miniatures that require a more decorative look. I'm going to be using a sanding block to sand the surfaces smooth. I'm using a fine grade 180 grit sanding block. If you don't know the difference between 180 grit versus 120 grit versus 80 grit sandpaper and what these numbers mean, I'll leave a link in the description to a video I did. Just check it out later if you like. These sanding sponges seem to work pretty good. I like these sanding sponges and find that they're sometimes easier to use than sandpaper. Hey, if you're enjoying my video, please hit the like button and maybe even consider subscribing. As a small YouTuber, it really helps me out. Once I finish sanding the one side of the wall assembly, I turned it over and continued sanding on the other wall. You'll notice that the wall is getting a much smoother appearance now that the excess wall filler has been removed. If you don't get the wall completely smooth or as smooth as you'd like it after you sanded it, then go back and put some more wall filler on the wall and try sanding it down again. You can continue this process until you get the wall as smooth as you like. It's a tedious process, but well worth it in the end. These are some pictures from when my kitty was much younger, and I want to share a personal story with you. And the reason I haven't been posting too many videos lately. It's taking a bit of energy to motivate myself to get going again. You may have noticed the picture of me and the cat in my thumbnail I used for this video. It's the same cat you'll see in my channel's profile picture. Well, at the end of last year, between Christmas and New Year's, I lost my kitty. She was 19 and a half years old, and it's been a difficult time for me. 19 and a half years is a long time for a cat, and I guess it was her time. She had a cancerous tumor on her tongue. Apparently, tongue cancer is the 4th most common type of cancer for cats. And even though she'd had her teeth done about 10 years ago, she had a bad back tooth that had abscessed. It was hard for her to eat, and she had lost a lot of weight. Things seemed to go pretty fast at the end. It's been really cold where I live, and my garage gets cold in the winter, and it gets really dark early here, so I haven't really been feeling motivated to make any videos. As a small creator, it's a big job, but as a hobby I enjoy. It keeps my mind active for sure. One thing that really made me feel good, even though I wasn't posting videos, was seeing lots of new subscribers. Even though I wasn't publishing, people continued to subscribe to my channel, and I even have over 1,000 subscribers now. You don't know how much that means to me to see the likes and the nice comments. It really means a lot knowing that people like my videos. So I just wanted to say thank you. I think you're awesome. It really motivates me and keeps me going. I've got some other projects I'm going to be working on in the coming videos. I'm going to take a bit of a shift from working on the house to working on another miniature project. I've been thinking about it and just want to change things up a bit. Don't worry, I'll be coming back to work on the Sears Kit House. And there you have it. It's looking not bad, and I'm going to be putting some trim on that gap in the corner. I hope to see you in the next video.